Well, the donor cart for the rack cart, where we took the rear axle and the steering column and a couple other minor pieces out of to build this cart, continues to give back to me. If you recall, the cart that I made the people hauling trailer out of, we cut it in half. I did say in that video that I was going to keep this windshield for a future project. Today is that day. This thing looks completely incomplete without some sort of windshield on it to me. And we see those sport windshields going on a whole lot of carts. I like them. I don't ever intend on putting a roof on this cart, but it needs something to finish off the nose. And we still have work to do to this cart, but it slowly is coming along, and I want to get this windshield on it. So let's see if we can make it happen. So this is in good shape. I'm gonna buff the glass once we get it cut. So we at least want a nice clear piece of glass. It's a little foggy, but I think we're just gonna keep all of these marks. I probably wanted to do one where the glass comes up and actually bolted into this, but I think for now, we're gonna see about getting this fit. At the end of the day, it would be the same frame. If we end up buying a different piece of glass, I was hoping this glass actually came over the frame, but it does not. I didn't recall. So we will maintain the mounts as is for now, but we're going to try and mount it up, get the angles correct, and then figure out how much we want to cut it. So this is the hardware off of that same cart, stainless, so it looks good. I'm missing a plate, but maybe I can make one. One goes on the inside and the other one goes on the outside, I believe. Maybe we'll just do the outside ones. But these little clips were here. So put those on and set it in place and try and get our angle right before we start cutting anything up. So obviously I don't have any holes in this, so this cart never had a windshield in it. So let's see if I set this in those where it places it. These carts, the windshield seem to be like straight up in the air, which I definitely want it angled backwards. Oh God, look at that scratch I just put on it. So I just got to figure out what is the angle, lock it in. I guess that's good right there. I mean, that's it. That wasn't hard. All right, well, there's one side in, and this side wasn't bad. But the problem is, when you go to this other side, I'm all dented. So we're gonna have to come up with a way to make sure we get it in the same bolt holes, because when I'm looking at this, it's back a little bit by ½ an inch, but the holes are just about in the same spot. So if I measured from right here up to that hole, it's only off by ½ an inch, but that would be how I'm gonna try and measure it to drill the holes. And it's not a whole lot, it's not a lot of movement. So I think what I'm gonna do is use some tape. So now to decide how tall we want it. So I guess you do half. So from here to here, let's say 32 inches, so 16 would be here. And that's probably appropriate. It's just over the steering wheel. I don't know, I'm gonna have to go look at some other of those sport windshield ones, maybe a little taller than that, maybe a little taller than half. 20. Doesn't look like we're going to be cutting a whole lot out of it. So what I'm going to do is we'll figure out a measurement. We'll cut this here, cut it here. We'll cut out however much we're going to cut out. Lower this down, re-weld it together, and then cut the glass to fit. Makes sense, right? I decided I want it just over the steering wheel and higher than the seat. So we want the windshield to be the highest point, but I really don't want it that much higher. Just looking at some other sport windshields online, you know, not that I need to follow those with this, but so I have that rake sitting there just so I kind of know. Let's go. Well, we're going to have extra, so let's say we cut it here, which means do some measurements. So I want to be like right here with the turn in. I want to turn in right here. So if I cut, you know what I need? I need a straight edge. So we know where to cut. All right, let me get some metal. Well, there's one way to do it. I probably should have put the tape on the front side, I guess. Well, I just cut the windshield back. And I think I'm happy with this. So it's a super old piece of glass, obviously. We'll have those mounts, we'll use those. So I did look up, I would need a 48 wide piece of plexiglass, and a 1/4 inch at Lowe's is like $92. So we're gonna use this, and we're gonna clean this up using my old method. Show you all that in a minute, but I used an orbital sander. I don't even know what grit is this. 40 grit. Then I went to 80 to just clean up the edge after using my saw. This is just all the plastic. It literally like melted into pieces as I was cutting it. Here's the other half. This is what it kind of did. When it broke, when I went through it all the way, like it was actually still stuck together, I had to snap it. So, there, it's on. I think the angle's okay. It's pushed back further than what it would have been factory, because those stand basically straight up. And it's so strange, like depending on the angle that you look at it, it does not look straight at all. But I was measuring from this point here right to here, and it's 54 1/4 both sides. So assuming that that's going to be on point. So we'll clean up some welds still got a little sanding to do. But I wanted to get it all test fit before we really got it finished. I used that hardware from that other cart, and it actually tightened up. When I tightened all this down, I actually pulled this out and pulled this out. Pulled this way out. So that's fine with me. I don't mind the dent. It's all good. So I think I'm going to see if I think I have like 2000 sandpaper. Might do that, and then we'll buff this windshield, try and get it cleaner. This is not going to be fun. That's pretty worn down. Well, I've been over here buffing the glass now. That is after just compound before. I don't know if it's coming out that well, but it's pretty clear. I did do a little bit of a wet sand. This is 5000. And then I'm just using my Adams stuff, which is, it really isn't, it's hard to hurt. It won't hurt paint, but you have to sit there with it for a long time for it to hurt some paint. But I am in a debate on whether or not this windshield is too tall. So my plan is, I'm gonna buff that other side. Oh, you can pretty tell. You can tell, I think, right now. Buff that other side and put it outside, and let's see what we think. The These things are super thick, and it really doesn't look that good with those holding on there. So we were having a debate a few minutes ago about those, and that looks weird with them. So my DIY windshield has some work yet. All right, there it is. The jury's still out a little bit for me on this. I feel like it's too tall, but it's nice and clear. So, I don't know. I'm not gonna completely finish it off right yet. I gotta get used to this height and make sure this is what I want. I don't think I need the side supports. It's in there. It ain't going anywhere. It's very stable. I was thinking about maybe it needed a extra support here, but I think we're good. So we got some cleanup to do, but now it's a rainy day. So I think that's going to be it for this video. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is this thing too tall? We're going to paint it black. I'm not going to leave it raw. So we'll paint it black. It's nice and clear after the buffing. I'm good there. I feel like it should be shorter. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.